was like, oh my gosh, like, it was such a beautiful moment. Like, and I know every moment will not be like that. Okay, what's up, YouTube? I know it's been a minute. If y'all been on here before, I ain't got that many subscribers, but it's been a minute. So as y'all can see by the title, I just completed my first semester of nursing school. I'm drinking coffee too, by the way. And this has been like an experience, to say the least. Like, I can't even believe my first semester of nursing school is already over. Like, it's crazy. So that's a little backstory. I'm in an accelerated nursing program. I already have a degree. I have an exercise science degree that I finished in May 2021. And this accelerated program is, I gotta lose it. This accelerated program is 16 months long. So I just completed my first semester. I'll be done next December. You know, God willing, everything goes right. And like, my exercise science degree, you know, it was hard, definitely was challenging. I don't know, nursing might be a little harder, not by a lot, but a little bit. I do believe that my exercise science degree prepared me for my nursing degree because it just let me be a little more comfortable with the material. And it just kind of prepared me to study for nursing, because it's like I have to study similarly to nursing. Words, vocabulary, grammar is not my it's not my thing, okay? Alrighty, I use Grammarly when I want to write a paper. So that's just a little bit of background. Nursing school, I was so nervous going into nursing school. Literally, I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I'm just so nervous. I remember the first exam I took, my heart was like beating through my chest because I just did not know what to expect. Like, literally did not know what to expect. But I did good. And then I took another exam and I did good again. Like, I busted my ass because not only am I in school, but I do work. I'm PRN, so I don't work a lot, but I do still work. Like, at least once a week, I do work 12-hour shifts at the hospital, sometimes 2 times a week. I have clinicals. I was going to clinicals. Like, I had my uncle passed away. Like, I had so much going on in my first semester, and I still came on top with 3 A's and 3 B's. And I know for some people that might not be a lot, but hey, I'm proud of that, because people can't say, a lot of people, I know people in my program who can't say that. Like, I really busted my ass off, and I studied. I was studying, I was doing my work, like, never missed an assignment. I gave my all to every single exam, literally. But I am gonna do a video after this about how I exactly like studied and prepare myself to make those A's and B's in this first semester. But I can say that it was a life-changing experience. So my program, I'm not gonna say the name of my school because, you know, just confidentiality, and I just don't think that's appropriate. And they also told us do not, you know, share them on social media. So it is a hybrid program. So we go to school once a week, and we go to school once a week. So we'll have our labs in the morning, and then we'll have our exams and quizzes after. So it usually goes like labs, and I have a study group, and we would study after labs all the way up until right before the quiz. And then we would have a quiz, and then our quizzes, they would give us 30 minutes for the quiz, and then we would have about an hour for our exams. And I will go every Thursday. I think each semester it switches, but I will go every Thursday. And it was like, it was an experience for real. I got a really good understanding of time management. Like, I tried my hardest to go to the gym. I did slack off. Like, I'm really a gym head. I slacked off a lot in the gym. I'm not gonna lie. I still will go at least once or twice a week, 4 times if I had the time. So that's my goal for next semester, to like, no matter what, make sure I go at least 4 times a week. I want to go 5 times a week. I'm really gonna try for that, but ideally, you know, life just gets in the way. But that's my goal. And I also want to just get more like nursing content, because, you know, I'm pretty sure if y'all are pre-nursing students, y'all are watching every single nursing video that y'all can find. And that was me. Like, I watched them all, and I found some of my favorites. I do have a couple favorite nursing influencers that I watch, and I mean, it kind of helps you, prepare you to like just, you know a little bit more about. So I mean, I may be telling y'all information that you have never heard before. I mean, that you have heard already. Because, I mean, it was a lot of videos that I watched where people were repeating the same thing over and over and over again. But, you know, I mean, we all have experiences that are very similar to each other. But I do believe that it's helpful to hear the same information from different people. Because sometimes people just word it differently. Or you just are able to, relate more to certain people because y'all have like similar personalities. So if y'all like this, I really hope y'all do subscribe to me and just follow me on my nursing journey, because I have 4 more semesters of nursing school, 3 more semesters of nursing school, and I'm excited, like, literally. But okay, let me get into some details about like my highlight moments of nursing school. I want to say a little bit I touched about was like after I took my first exam and my first quiz on the same day, I got really good grades, and I was just so like, oh my gosh, like, okay, I'm doing this right. Like, you know, like I doubted myself so bad. I was like, damn, what if I did something? You know, like, what if I'm not ready for this? You know, just self-doubting myself. I was just like, what if I'm not ready for this? And I did good. So that was like a highlight of my moment. My first day of clinical. Okay, so I had 2 first day of clinical. So my very first day of clinical, I actually had to leave because my uncle had a hemorrhage in his brain the day before. And he was in the same hospital as my clinical, and I had to leave middle of my clinical. My mom texted me and was like, you need to come right now. And I came, and within the next 30-40 minutes, I did actually watch my uncle pass. So that was a little sad moment. But my next clinical was kind of exciting, because my next first clinical, because technically I was there for like half a day that day when my uncle passed, but then I went back for another full first day of clinical with the separate clinical group. She let me redo it. Like, my clinical instructor, I love her down. Like, the last day of clinical, we all actually went out and went to get tacos and stuff at a restaurant near the hospital, and I just really enjoyed my clinical group. Like, if I could keep my clinical group and my clinical instructor the entire time during nursing school, oh my gosh, I would love it. But so my first day of clinical, I actually was on the mother baby unit for my clinicals at the same exact hospital in Florida that I work on, which is kind of convenient. I really do prefer that. I wish all my clinicals were at the hospital that I work at. But so my first day of clinical, they were like, okay, I want to go see a C-section. I'm like, shoot, you know, heck yeah, I want to go see a C-section. I was nervous as hell. Me and the girl in my clinical, it was 2 of us, they let go, and they were like alternating throughout the day, letting people go see C-sections. They didn't really let us see any actual vaginal births until my last day of clinical, and we'll get to that too. But I was just like, oh my goodness, like, I was so nervous. I did not know what to expect. It was like a room full of people. Like, watching the doctor like cut open this lady's stomach, and then after she delivered the baby, just watching the baby just watching her have the uterus outside of the stomach, and she sewed the uterus up, stuck the uterus back in the stomach, or you know, pelvic cavity, and then sewing up the tissue. Like, it's layers. I watched her sew each layer. Like, she sewed the fat. I watched her sew her fat, the abdominal muscle, all the different layers. I watched her sew that back up, and I was just like, wow. Like, even when she cut the lady's stomach, before she took the baby out, I watched her pull this lady's stomach, like, with both hands, and was like pulling and stretch the skin out. And I'm like, this lady don't have no idea what's going on behind this sheet, because, you know, they have a sheet up like over their face so they can't like see anything or whatever. And I was just like, this is crazy. But it wasn't as like disgusting or nerve-wracking as I thought it would be. I definitely know that I would never want to be in the OR because of the lights. I guess I have like sensitivity to lights. I also get really bad migraines, and I can see that being a problem because I was starting to get migraine, like the symptoms before the migraines. You know how you have like those little auras? I think they're called auras. You see them, the little white specks, whatever. And I was like, oh, I gotta get out of here. And then my last day of clinicals, they pulled us. Was it the same girl? It was the same girl who I actually went to go to clinicals with. I mean, the C-section, where they pulled me and her, and eventually this other girl who actually is in my study group, she came too, and we got to see a vaginal delivery. And after I seen that vaginal delivery, I was like, this is it. I want to be a labor delivery nurse. Like, this is what God called me to do. Like, this is what I want to do. It was, gosh, like, it was such a beautiful moment. Like, and I know every moment will not be like that, but just watching, I believe it was her definitely her partner, the child's father. I don't know if it was her husband or not, but a beautiful couple. You know, he was holding her leg up, and it was just such a beautiful experience. Like, it went smoothly. The doctor was so nice. Like, the doctor was so nice. I liked him so much. I just love him. Like, I would love to have him as my doctor who would deliver my child. Like, he was the nicest. And like just seeing it, like, I've never seen childbirth before. I don't have kids or anything, so I was just like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Like, I started crying. Like, I'm like, what am I crying for? Like, why am I crying? I'm not having a baby. But it was just so beautiful. Like, and I just was so thankful for that experience, because she did not have to let us in there, because we are student nurses, but she let us in there to watch her deliver her child. And I kind of feel special to have shared that moment with her. And I was like, dang, like, I could definitely see me working in this kind of specialty once I graduate, honestly, because next semester we'll be on psych. We'll be on the psych unit, behavioral health, and a med surg unit. So we'll split it up in the semester. One half a semester will be in one, next half will be in the other. And I technically work on the med surg unit. I really work hematology, oncology. But so it's technically a med surg unit, so I'm used to med surg, and I'm not really looking forward to that, because it's like, I don't know what to expect. And even kind of psych patients, because sometimes I get floated to go sit, and I sit with these psych patients, even though I know being on the psych unit is totally different, but I'm kind of familiar with it. But okay, so that was my clinical experience. I love my group. I love my clinical instructor. Like, she was amazing. Love her down. We were honestly, being that this is an accelerated program, a lot of us are older. Some people just graduated. I think the oldest person we have is like a 60-year-old male, and I love him down too. He was in my clinical group. I like him so much. It's like he didn't want to retire, so he was like, instead of retiring, I'll just go to nursing school, because I know if I retire, I would still be wanting to do something. So, and he has like mastered, like, this is not his first degree, I mean, obviously, but like, you know, he's well established. But it was a good experience. Even all of the nurses that I shadowed or precepted with, they were really, really nice. I didn't have a bad experience, although some people in my clinical group did have bad experiences with their nurses that they shadow with. And I pray every day I went into clinical, like, Lord, please let me get a nurse that is like just, you know, accepting of me, because some people don't want to sit there and babysit all day. And I get it, because working in the hospital, I'm like, I mean, would I want to? I mean, yeah, but I can see how it could slow you down, and especially when we don't know anything. Like, we don't know nothing. Oh, okay. In my clinical, I also got to give a vitamin K shot. Not a vitamin K shot. I got to give a baby, because I was on a mother baby unit. So it's like where the mothers and the infants go after the baby is born, but not immediately after, but after, you know, they have a time period where they're still in the labor delivery section, and then they go to mother baby until they leave the hospital. And I got to give an infant a Hep B shot, or what do they call? Not an infant. I mean, technically it's an infant, but neonate? Not neonate. I can't even think of the word I'm trying to think of, but I got to give them a Hep B shot, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I feel like a real nurse. I also got to see some circumcisions, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, this is crazy. Like, but anyways, okay, so that's that. I know a lot of people say don't work in school, while you're nursing school. It's impossible, especially in the accelerated program. But I mean, in life, sometimes, like, you have no choice. Like, you have to do what you gotta do, and I had to do what I did. Like, I had to work. Like, I mean, I don't live at home with my parents, although I do have a mate, a partner, who, you know, is very understanding and really does try his best to help out. But still, like, this is reality, and I have to, you know, I have to pitch in, or at least, you know, take care of my basic necessities. So I have to work. And they told us in the beginning that people who work 16 hours or less a week are able to maintain that A and B grade average. And sometimes I work 12 hours, sometimes I work 24 hours in a weekend, depending. But I did make sure that I only work Fridays and Saturdays. So I work Fridays and Saturdays, or just Fridays. And I work nights, so I'll work until Saturday morning. Or if I work Saturday night, I work until Sunday morning. So it wasn't like super challenging, but I mean, it did have its challenges. I mean, I prevailed. Like, I know some people who work in full-time jobs, like, I don't know how they did that. I was struggling with my little too, like, but I had the time management. I had to find my time. Like, if I was not working, Fridays and Saturdays would automatically be like my my no school days, because I do believe you do need time to get a mental break. But Fridays I would do some schoolwork and then give myself about a good 3 hours to just unwind mentally and relax before I went to work. And then Saturdays I would not do any work. And then if I worked until Sunday morning, I would go home, take a nap, wake up, and then study, do homework. We had like peer study groups, so people who were in the semester above us would have Zoom sessions where they would like tutor us and stuff, and I would go to those every Sunday. And I can say, utilize every single thing that your school is giving y'all to do good. Like, since I have a hybrid, we don't actually go to the classroom, but we have Zoom meetings, and the teachers record every single Zoom meeting. Although I would not actually sit in for the Zooms, but I will watch every single recording from all of my classes. So do everything that y'all can to, whatever they are for y'all, do, because I will watch every single Zoom video, every single like record in our modules. I'm not gonna lie, reading textbooks was not for me. I did not find that helpful because we are in an accelerated program. I did not have the time, I did not have the time to sit there and read all the chapters for every single class. But I still made A's and B's in these classes. But I did, like certain classes, we had PowerPoints. I would definitely always look at all the PowerPoints. The video recordings that will go attached to these PowerPoints if we had them, or like everything that the teacher would put on our modules in Canvas, I would look at like at least try to look at everything, or like skim through things that I will find important. But definitely listen to what the teacher was saying, because if I'm watching the recording and the teacher says something that's important, and I'm gonna make note of everything that she said that was important that was not on the PowerPoint, or if I just need a little bit of extra understanding, utilize these YouTube channels. Like if y'all don't understand a concept, I mean, a lot of things that my teacher talked about in our course, I understood, but sometimes I didn't understand. So I would just go on YouTube, and there's somebody on YouTube who explains them. I know I think a registered RN or nurse. I'll put her right here because I definitely found her so helpful. Oh my gosh, she was so helpful. And y'all probably already know who I'm talking about, but found her super helpful. And so utilize everything. If you need to go out and find extra help, go out there and search stuff on your own, because sometimes teachers don't explain it right. Like I remember we were talking about one topic about RhoGAM and being RH negative, RH positive. My brain cannot comprehend that for some reason based off of the recordings. But when the teacher had but when I had looked on YouTube and that person I had mentioned before, it made perfect sense. So utilize that for study groups, super helpful. But yeah, I think I got off subject, but I was trying to talk about earlier about just working in school. You just have to be smart about it. If you're in a position where you don't have to work a lot, do not work if you do not have to, because it helps. Like honestly, people who worked more, it definitely reflected. I could definitely tell that they struggle more with the material because they worked so much more. And I personally did not struggle because I did not have to work a whole lot while I was in school. But this wraps up my first semester of nursing school, pretty much. I can't think of anything else. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll also be dropping another video around the same time as I dropped this one about how I actually make my A's and B's in school and what I did to accomplish that. Thank